we have an issue. Nintendo Switch 2 prices. And not just the original prices. I'm talking about the tariffs. Because why on God's green earth are we sitting here already paying for an expensive console? Already paying for expensive games. I gotta pay a little more because I'll be in Japan when it drops. And Trump has the nerve to put some tariffs up? Delaying the freaking pre-orders for the prices to keep going up? So while I was on the way home from school, I opened my phone and I opened YouTube. I'm in the passenger seat, of course. And I see a video from Nintendo Life. It says, Switch 2 pre-orders delayed in the US amidst new Trump tariffs. I see this and I'm like, earlier today, I saw another article by Nintendo Life. Nintendo is kind of returning to region locking with a cheaper Japanese Switch. Priced 49,980 yen, which is around $333 USD. You know what the multilingual one costs? 60 freaking 9,980 yen. And that is approximately $467. And you don't get no bundle. You don't get no bundle in Japan. That's already enough. They had to make 2 Switches so one can be international and the Japanese people can afford it, while the other is international. And let's read the article. Look, right here. The Japanese language system is priced at 49,980 yen, approximately $333.87 USD of the time of writing, versus 69,980 yen, $467.48 USD for the multilingual equivalent. This is not the bundle. This is just the console. There is no multilingual bundle in Japan. There's only a Japanese only version of it. So I can't just get the console and just play all my games English or Japanese if I want to. And there's no way around this because I'll be in Japan. So I have to pay more money. Now maybe I can ask, what if I'm able to play on American servers? Am I still able to play on the right servers if I have a Japanese Switch or if I have a Japanese game? Just because it's a certain language, I don't know if that means that it can't play with certain consoles, because maybe one console can't load the other language on their screen. And because the Game Boy had an issue where you couldn't play Japanese games with English games because the language files were different. If the same thing applies, then I might be screwed when it comes to the Switch 2 and being able to play Mario Kart online with anybody else around me. That is an issue. And I understand that there's scalpers. Nintendo's already dealt with that. They have this thing up to where they have checks in place to where people can't just scalp the Switch all willy-nilly. So you have to have an email from Nintendo, a certain amount of hours played, and a Nintendo account in the country that you are playing your Switch on. So scalping shouldn't be too much of an issue since you have to be really loyal to Nintendo to actually be able to buy more than one. My issue is just with the fact that it costs so much and there's a delay for the American release or the American pre-orders of the console. It's already expensive. One of my friends lives in a third world country. You know how expensive the Switch would be for him? You can't afford this type of stuff. The games are already bad enough. Why make it more? And earlier today, after we got home, after me and my brother got home, my brother found this Twitter post. This dude right here, he says, "I'm losing my mind," and he's talking about the Switch prices. Another guy replies, "Are you happy you voted for Trump?" Somebody else, a third person, replies, "Yes, I was buying a Switch too. Now that they made it a political thing, I'm out." What do you mean, now that they made it a political thing? The second guy replies, wait. Who made this a political thing?" The third dude replies again. He says, "Nintendo just did. Didn't you read the article?" He's blaming Nintendo for the tariffs that Trump imposed. Saying that, oh, Nintendo had to make it a political. Ain't nothing political about this. Ain't nothing political about Nintendo just doing what they have to do. They don't have any control over this. Why are you saying that they do? I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated that I thought I was going to go to Japan and maybe I could get like a lower price just because I happen to be there. I'm not going to Japan just for a cheaper Switch. I happen to be there. I have business in Japan. And it just so happens that the Switch will be dropping the same day I'm in Tokyo. Only to find out that all my plans ruined, squashed to tariffs. I didn't even get to finish my last point. I didn't even get to finish it because I ran out of storage on my phone. We got to get new phones. How much money that gonna cost?